am Gianna, the pet engineer. This is a radio talk show dedicated to help people to construct a better connection with their pets. To listen to our show, you can visit us at petengineer.com. Also, check my new book, Numerology for Pets, at amazon.com. We have a very special guest today, Natalie Markey. She's the author of a book called Caring for Your Special Needs Dog. This book offers practical advice and hope on how easy and fulfilling raising a disabled dog can be. Let's learn more from her. Natalie, thank you so much for taking your time to speak with me. Is your dog Oscar the first dog you have had that requires special needs?
Yes and no, and I kind of give a odd answer like that, Gianna, because my family, we have always grown up with dogs. I've always had dogs, and we had two dachshunds growing up in my childhood that both had the displaced disc disorder. Oscar is the first long-term special needs dog that I have had to care for.
And what kind of a psychological effort does a disabled dog need?
I always tell people none. I like to not treat any special needs dog psychologically any different than any other dogs. I don't want them to think that anything is special about them. I want them to feel loved and happy. Of course, everything is a case-by-case situation based on the dog's individual needs and whatever their special needs condition is. For Oscar, for example, he has a severe epilepsy, but don't tell him that. He doesn't know he has a problem. He just thinks that he's the best dog in the world, and in my opinion, he is. Spoil him rotten and treat him like a prince. So we don't treat him any differently because of his seizure disorder than if he, had never had a seizure a day in his life.
How did you become involved with Texas A&M School of Veterinary Medicine, the neurology unit?
Well, it's funny. I'm from Texas. I'm currently living in Arkansas, but I'm proud to say I am a strong Texan. So when I started to write this book, Caring for Your Special Needs Dog, I knew I wanted to give back in some way. And now I'm doing the same thing moving forward with the other dog books in the series. I want to give a percentage to a dog-related charity just because I'm passionate about dogs, and I want to know that what I'm doing is making a difference. And I did a lot of research and a lot of different dog and pet charities. I put a lot of time and thought and prayer into this. I want to make sure I pick the right one because this is a big decision. And I've always heard of Texas A&M Vet School. I still very much like the A&M school and their program and their values. It was pretty simple when it came to picking the charity in the end. The money would be treated well. It would be put to good use in that it would not be abused. And I wanted to be able to use some sort of tie-in with a neurological element because of Oscar's condition. So that's why I chose to give money to, obviously, the Texas A&M School of Veterinary Medicine, but specifically the Department of Small Animal Medicine. The Department of Small Animal Clinical Sciences and the neurological section. So that way the money can go towards hopefully helping with medicine for epilepsy or MRI machines or to help other dogs to have the same condition as Oscar.
Well, it sounds like a great cause.
It is.
Is there any special story you would like to share with us?
Absolutely. You always hear stories about, people that are in your life or a part of your life for a special reason. I believe that the same thing applies with animals. I believe that Oscar has come into my life for a special reason and something really wonderful and special about him. And, of course, I wish that he'd never had a seizure. We've learned from it and we've grown from it. And I like to think that I've become a better person. I've become a better animal lover, a better dog owner because of it. And now I'm using those experiences to help people. And because of that, I feel that Oscar's has been put into my life for that specific reason, that we can use this situation and help others. But it turns out my dog book was my first book to be published. But 2 weeks after my book, Caring for Your Special Needs Dog, was out, I got an email from a reader, and this was a reader who I did not know this woman. She's not family, she's not a friend, so she wasn't someone who felt obligated. And she read the book and sent me an email thanking me for writing it, because she said that her and her husband had been thinking about adopting a dog, and they never, in their wildest dreams, thought about adopting a dog with a special needs condition. But after reading my book, she realized that she wanted to go out and purposely adopt a dog with a special needs condition, because otherwise it may not get adopted and it may not make it. And she wanted to be able to give a dog a second chance at life. So I like to think that some dog out there is having a wonderful life because of the words I wrote and because of something I did. And I've learned a lot about people who have special needs dogs, because I've talked to a lot of people out there, and people who care for dogs with a special needs condition are just some of the most amazing people you've ever met. I've had the opportunity to talk to some wonderful people. So it's been a wonderful experience.
Is there any advice you would like to give to our listeners?
The number one advice I can give a dog owner is the best thing you can do is know your dog. Only you know what's normal for your dog. You can talk to a veterinarian all day long, but if something seems different or something seems wrong or off with your dog, you need to listen to your gut instincts, and you need to get your dog into the vet. Pay attention to your dog. I was told by veterinarian professionals that most dogs do not have warning before they have seizures. Now, I don't know if most dogs don't have warning, or if most owners are not in tune to their dogs that just do not know when their dogs are about to have seizures. But to this day, I get about 2 minutes warning before Oscar has seizures. This gives me 2 valuable minutes where I can make sure he's in a safe place, where I can make sure my daughter is away from him so that she cannot get knocked into during his seizure, so that she can't get hurt. Also, I can make sure that I have a stopwatch out, because any information I can give the vet about how long the seizure lasted is valuable information that they can use in treating my dog. As far as dogs and children, they'll require parental supervision, because he's still a dog and she's still a baby who's unpredictable, that can pull his ear, and I don't know what she's going to do to him. So it's still important to make sure that parents are involved in child and dog joint playtime. But I think it's very important that you get children at an early age around dogs, so that way you can avoid any fear, any afraid feelings that a child can develop for a dog early on.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Natalie, thank you so much for your time. I think your advice is absolutely to the point.
Thank you so much for having me, Gianna.
Thank you.
And now, some animal news from the pet engineer. Melting ice drives thousands of walruses to shore. Thousands of Pacific walrus herds are being forced to put themselves on beaches in the northwest coast of Alaska because of a change in melting sea ice. Scientists expect more than 20,000 walruses to gather on the beaches this year. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service Agency has already issued alerts to boats and airplanes to stay at least a half-mile away to avoid spooking the herds. In February, the Pacific walruses were listed as candidates for protection under the Endangered Species Act, but they haven't been officially added to this category yet. So we better act now, otherwise it may be too late. World rarest crocodile eggs hatch in Laos. Siamese crocodiles live in Southeast Asia, and conservationists think that there are less than 300 left in the wild. A team of wildlife experts found 20 eggs in a nest in southern Laos and took them back to a zoo to keep them safe. The eggs hatched last week, and the little crocs will be released back into the wild in 18 months. Baby gorilla rescued from poachers. A young mountain gorilla is in safe hands after being rescued from poachers in Rwanda early this month. The female baby, which rescuers named Luck, was likely captured for the international pet trade. How the animal was first captured and whether her family members were killed in the process is still unknown, according to park officials. Let's stop illegal animal trade. If you have any news, opinions, or suggestions you would like to share, go to thepetengineer.com under the submission link. Thank you for listening to the Pet Engineer Radio Show. Don't forget to check my new book, Numerology for Pets, at numerologyforpets.com.